Hey y'all. I tasked the community with asking me lots of weird and wonderful questions, and they obliged by sending some pretty good questions. So we are going to be doing another AMA. We're going to get into it right now. So editor, if you could cue the intro, that would be great. As you know, my name is Bongo, aka Warren Buffett's son. And how we did the last video was I did a lot of not cool, but I did a lot of edits and a lot of, like graphics and switches and stuff like that. And I've realized that I don't want to do that this time, because I've also realized that if I have to put in more effort than I want to, I won't keep doing these videos. And that's the problem. So if I have to go in and keep editing loads of things, and I think I'd rather just be watching Netflix or something, I won't be doing it. So we're going to do it like this. And we're going to keep it just nice and flowy and rambly. And we'll just fuck it. See what happens. See what happens. So as you can see, I said, ask me anything. We've got a bunch of questions. Quant Get Enough says he doesn't dare to ask anyone anymore. So first question. What are you most proud about, crypto or investment related? That's a good question. I think, what am I most proud about? I think from a crypto perspective, I think the thing that I'm most proud about is the fact that I was right about most of the investments I've made, because you're never going to be right about everything. You're always going to get stuff wrong. Even the best investors in the space, they fuck up from time to time and they make bad investments. Everyone's jumping on Cathie Wood at the moment and saying she's an absolute nightmare and saying she's an idiot. But she's clearly made some good investments. She's clearly built a good hedge fund there. But she's made some bad investments as well. And even the best of the best, Warren Buffett, my dad, would also agree that he's made some bad investments from time to time. But I think mostly I've made some good investments. I think obviously Quant got in Quant early, did well there. Even the ones that ultimately went rocky and went the wrong way, still managed to make some good take some cake off the table and make some good money on them. Like Unizen, for example. I know I get a lot of shit for Unizen, but got into Unizen very, very early, around the 3 cent stage. And even now it's up 100% from there. And at its best, it went up to $7. I managed to sell some around $5. So, even the bad ones did well. I think the ones that I'm most proud of really is probably Quant, because it was the first one. And I realize now that I got lucky on that largely, but that felt good being right on that. And, you get, the thing about these projects is you get a lot of shit. So even with Bittensor and Tal, you get a lot of shit and people saying, this is a scam, this is this is that. People don't really understand what they're talking about. And you're only proven right in time. So I everything I'm saying now and everything they're saying now, one of us is going to get proven right over the next couple of years. I think it will be me, but we'll see. But from a crypto investment related perspective, probably Quant, but just all in all, I'm glad that I got more right than I got wrong, because that's the name of the game, isn't it? If any Cat Waggle says, if anyone was going to send you a gift from Australia, what you want it to? Also, who was better at hide and seek, you or Little Bongo? So that hide and seek, Little Bongo is fucking terrible. Just terrible. Like, she is the sort of person who will go and just, stand in the corner and have her feet hanging out or something, or be giggling away. Like, you'll go into a room and you hear stuff like that, and you just think, well, you're there, obviously. So she's terrible at Little Bongo at hide and seek. I'm fucking great, by the way, and I will commit. I will hide and I will stand there for days if no one finds me. So I am legit good at hide and seek. If anyone's going to send me a gift from Australia, I mean, can you send a wombat? That would be great. If you could send me an actual life-size wombat. I went to Australia in 2010, I think it was. A long time. Jesus fucking Christ, that's 13 years ago. Wow. That's disgusting, ain't it? But I went to Australia then, and as a young man, and we went to look at wildlife. It's when I first got the wildlife bug of just like I want to travel around the world and see as much wildlife as I can. And we saw wombats, and wombats are just awesome. They are so funny. They see you and they do this little fat trot where they're like, ugh. Like they're hilarious. But if you could send me an actual wombat, I would like that very, very much. So yes, wombat. AIM Investor 4 says, what do you see Tau crypto ranking after the first halving? See, this is one of those things, and I understand why you're asking. So I'm not having a go. But this is one of those things where it really is just my opinion. And I know you just want my opinion, but I'm saying my opinion is pretty much worthless because it doesn't actually mean anything. I could say, I think it'll be top 10. I think it'll be top 20. But it doesn't really mean anything. Like it is just an opinion of one person, and it could be completely wrong. Like I would have said, if you would have asked me 3 years ago, where would Quant be? I would have said top 10. I would have said, yeah, it'd probably be top 10 with the adoption and all that. And it didn't get close to top 10. It got to like 30 maybe, so which is still good, but it didn't get to top 10. So my opinion would have been wrong. And if you would have asked me how would Unizen do, for example, I would have said Unizen would be a top 50 project. Got nowhere near it. So my opinion doesn't really matter when it comes to these sorts of things. But for shits and giggles, where did you tell crypto rank after the first halving? So the first halving's in 2025 around November. So around 2.5 years away. It'd be nice to see it in top 50, wouldn't it? It'd be nice to see it in top 5, but I don't fucking know. Like, yeah, higher than it is now would be nice. Hey Dre Bongo, did I get that right? Tau is, instead of BTC solving puzzles, training AI on machine learning computations and rewarding you staking for doing so, delegating value to the computation hardware which behave good and contributing, is mining equaling training AI? That's a bit of a confusing question, to be honest with you. So yeah, how it works is basically they're utilizing the same kind of method as Bitcoin. With Bitcoin and proof of work, there's a lot of wasted energy, and what Bittensor are doing is they're utilizing that energy to train machine intelligence and to use that energy and the compute power to train, produce, create machine intelligence. So a lot less of that energy is wasted. They're not rewarding you like in staking as per se, but they're rewarding you in Tau. Like Bitcoin, you get Bitcoin rewards, you're getting Tau rewards by mining and validating. Validators are validating the intelligence of the miners and the transactions of the miners. So yeah, a bit of a confusing question. Hopefully that answered it. But yeah, the intelligence is kind of ranked, and there's a very good video. But the intelligence that you bring to the network matters. You can't just feed it shit. Like the intelligence matters. So it's very confusing. I have if you look on my profile, there is links to help understand it. There's a great presentation by Matt Hamilton, who was at the company. Did a presentation at the Microsoft Reactor conference, and I've distilled a little bit of a small video based on that, and did some threads as well. So just go check all that out, and hopefully that helps. How did you imagine your future self and goals before being in crypto, and how did it change after being successful in this space? That is what Mayaz Hertz says. How did I imagine my future self and goals before being in crypto, and how did it change after being successful in the space? So I've always had like a kind of, an ambitious side to me. I've always had this kind of side hustle mentality where I've wanted to do something else other than working. And I mentioned this on a Munify interview thingy. But yeah, I've always seen myself doing something outside of just traditional work. I've always hated that. I've always hated that 9-to-5 mentality. I've always felt trapped. I've never felt comfortable in it. I've always felt like this isn't the life for me. I hate working underneath someone. I hate feeling like you're at a whim of someone else. So I've always wanted to escape that somehow. And it was always just, well, what is it? What is it? What do you need to do? And I tried a bunch of different things. But I always wanted to be independent. I didn't, I never cared about being rich. I never cared about being, completely wealthy. I always just cared about being independent and doing it my own way. Because I don't like, just take it this way. I would rather have, if it was work at a really successful company and earn a lot of money, or be independent and earn less money, I would always choose the independent route. I don't like working underneath people. It's just, I just don't like it. So my future, how I imagined my future self was always being independent somehow. But it was always just different goals. Like, and I tried my hand at a bunch of different things, and they didn't largely work out, but we got to this point and it did work out. So thankfully, and how did it change after being successful in the space? Well, it didn't really. It sounds stupid, but my life is not that different. Like, apart from I have a lot more time, I get to spend a lot more time with my family. Um, Life's not that different. It's just I get to do more of the shit I want to do now, and I'm pretty much the same person. I go and do all the same things. I see all the same people. I drive the same car. I said all this the last time. Like, uh, life's kind of similar. I just get to do more of the shit I want to do, and I don't have to lend my time to do stuff I don't want to do. And that's the only thing that's different, really. I'm still the same old twat. I'm still the same fucking person. Like, it hasn't changed, really. Resmond, or to Mr. Resmond, asks, how much do you make off these YouTube videos on average? And what would it take to get you to upload one to in YouTube? Is that a thing? Is that a real thing? I'm guessing it is a real thing. How much do I make off these videos? Nothing. Nothing. I've got like a couple thousand subscribers. And I don't get loads and loads of views. And to be honest, it's not the point of doing these videos. Like, I make my money through investing and trading. I don't make my money through charging subscriptions, or I'm not doing YouTube to, I can make loads of money off videos and stuff like that. I make my money through what I do is I invest and I trade. That's what I do. That's how I make my money. I don't believe in charging subscriptions. I don't believe in charging Patreons and paid Discords and all of that shit. And I don't really care about making money off these videos, to be honest with you. If it ever did blow up, okay, but I'm not. It's not the point of it. I actually spend more money, to be honest, on all of this stuff. I pay for a lot of subscription services to make my life easier with a lot of this stuff. I have to maintain the Discord server and all the bots and all the stuff that goes on with that. I have to pay subscription services to do a lot of this stuff, where recording and that. I have to buy a lot of equipment, like nice cameras, the green screen, all of this stuff. This nice switcher thing on the Steam Deck. So yeah, like a lot of this stuff is stuff that I pay for. So I'm not really making money off this stuff. It's more I'm putting the money that I'm making from the investment back into this to make a lot of this stuff a bit more enjoyable for you guys. So and to what would it take to upload to in YouTube? I don't know. Fucking, if I knew what it was, maybe I would think about doing it. So maybe I'll look into it. The funky one says, who's better at Mario Kart, you or little Bongo? Well, me, I am better at Mario Kart at the moment, but she is getting better. She is getting better. And before, like, she would have trouble she couldn't drift, which is like a big part of Mario Kart, like being able to drift, or when you go over the jump and you do that and you get that little spin, the spin boost when you do a little jump. She couldn't figure that out, but she's recently got a lot better, so she could do the jump boost, and she's got good at drifting, and she's even learned how to do the long drift where you then get the purple boost. So she is getting better, and she's starting to beat me and my wife, which is good because it's more competition, which is more fun. And yes, she is definitely getting a lot better. and it is more enjoyable. But I would say I'm still better than her. But my wife is the fucking dark horse. She is, when she's on her game, you can't fuck with her. Like, you just can't fuck with her. Like, I would challenge anyone to be able to fuck with my wife when she's on her game of Mario Kart, because she is brutal, man, and she will fuck you up. She will fuck you up. So I'm better than Little Bongo. Little Bongo's getting better, but my wife is just an absolute gangster when it comes to Mario Kart. Kart Crypto, iCart_crypto says, how are you? Do money, big community make you happy? That's a good question. Kind of deep, isn't it? How am I? I'm fine. I'm very good. Had a nice celebration with my wife in London. It was her birthday. We did some cool things. We went to, I know you didn't ask this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. We went to, where did we go? Went for a nice meal in London. We went to see a show called The Play That Goes Wrong, which was hilarious. I recommend anyone who goes to London to go see that at the theatre. It is so fucking funny. We went to afternoon tea. We did a lot of shopping around London. We I treated my wife to some clothes and whatnot. But took her to afternoon tea at Fortnum and Mason's, which is fucking like hilarious. It's hilarious because it's like a posh afternoon tea. So my wife likes all this like Pride and Prejudice and Emma and all this high noon stuff. So I treated her to afternoon tea because I thought she'd like it. She did. She had a really good time. We both did. But it is hilarious. It is hilarious because when you're a kid, like, remember when you were young and you'd play like tea, like just like a tea party or something, and you'd sit there in your little cup and saucer and you'd like, would you like a scone and stuff like that. You're basically playing that, but you're at a posh restaurant where people do that for real. Like, there's actually like well-off people who like live like this. And I'm sitting there and you could tell I'm not posh. I don't come from that background. So for me, it's super fucking weird. And it's just like, you feel like you're just playing grown-up tea party. That's it. And like, there's all these weird little fucking cakes and like finger sandwiches that are, some of them are nice, some of them are gross. And it's just like, it's hilarious, man. But my wife had a good time. I had a good time. I know you didn't ask that, but there you go. That's what I did recently. And do money and big community make you happy? I mean, I don't think it really changes much. I have stated recently, like, the bigger that the account on Twitter gets, the more unhappy I am with it. I can honestly say, like, it was a lot more fun doing this years back when things were a lot smaller. It is just, with more people comes more people who just think it's okay to treat you like shit because you're a big account, or think you're something you're not, or just the abuse. So a lot of that comes, but then there's a lot of nice stuff as well. I just think the reward to doing it is not as nice anymore. I think, does the big community make me happy? Not necessarily. I put content out because I like doing it. And I think I've started to realize the amount of people that kind of engage on it is irrelevant. Obviously, it's nice to read some nice comments and to engage in good conversations. But no, I don't focus on it too much anymore, to be honest. I mean, like I said in the Bongo Ramble the other day, I'm tweeting a lot less. I'm doing a lot less stuff in general. I'm enjoying doing more stuff like this, where I can put my thoughts out there and people can take value from that if they want to. If they don't want to, they don't have to listen. But not necessarily like a bigger community. Like, the follower number doesn't matter to me at all anymore. Like, at all. I used to be like, got 10,000, got 20,000, got 30,000, and I would count it and be like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then at some point, it was just like, this isn't making any fucking difference to my life. Like, any difference to my life. It's not making me any money. It's not filling me with any joy. It doesn't do anything. Like, all that's happening is there's a number on a screen that is getting bigger. And yes, there's a person behind that follower button, but it doesn't really mean much to you on a day to day. So no, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, and it is something that I care less and less about. I'll be honest with you. Does money make me happy? Money itself doesn't make me happy, but the security that it gives me makes me very happy. Yes. Money for the sake of money doesn't really give a shit. But being able to, treat my wife to a nice birthday, or, you know, pay bills, or, pay a mortgage off, and do stuff like that. There's a lot of security that comes with that. And knowing that you're making the people you love happy, because you can, take to do a nice thing, or have a nice experience, or go on a nice holiday. Yeah, clearly money has value to you as a person. That's why we all want it. But it's what you do with that money that really, really matters. So money that itself doesn't make me happy, but the security it offers does. And the big community doesn't really make me happy. No. And I'm fine. Thanks for asking. JJ Poems says, what do you get most sense of accomplishment out of besides your success in crypto CT, crypto Twitter? What do you spend the most money on? What about time? Wow. So, I mean, these questions are great, by the way. Thank you for asking me some proper questions that I actually enjoy answering, rather than just, and we're going to get to this later in the AMA, but just like, what is the price of Aleph Zero tomorrow? Thank you for asking me some proper questions. So what do I get the most sense of accomplishment out of besides success in crypto? I think it's like I just said, like I get, my accomplishment is the feeling of making my family secure. That is the accomplishment I get. It's feeling like my daughter doesn't have to worry or struggle as much as I did, like, because I didn't grow up well off at all. Like, I struggled when I was younger. My family didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't get a lot of, like, luxuries or anything like that when I was younger. So being able to, like, help my daughter and spend a lot of time with my daughter. So my daughter's homeschooled. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but my daughter's homeschooled. And I obviously don't work. My wife doesn't work. So we get to spend a lot of our time with each other, and we get to go and do a lot of things together. So we get to go to a lot of museums or go and travel. And she gets a lot of, like, real world experiences, like traveling to different countries, or going and visiting places in England, or, going to museums and learning hands on and stuff like that. So the sense of accomplishment is is thinking that my daughter is getting a really good upbringing, to be honest with you. And the fact that I get to spend a lot of time with her, that means a lot to me. And I it, sometimes I get emotional thinking where I started, and to where I am now, in sense of, like, I still very much remember sitting in that office job, depressed as fuck, because it just felt like there were no prospects in life. It felt like life was this was it. I was going to be working until I'm in my mid 60s to 70 years old in a dead end office job, and your life's going to fritter away. And to think that, I've been able to make a success out of what I like doing here with crypto and investing, it fills me with a lot of pride and joy. So that, yeah, that that what do I spend most money on? Holidays. I remember I mentioned that on the on the Bongo ramble. Sorry, a lot of my money goes on holidays. I mentioned before, I don't buy luxuries. I just don't. I shop. So I bought this the other day. Like, when I was dead end office jobs and didn't have a lot of money, we have a shop in the UK called Primark, which is like super cheap clothes, but the quality is terrible. And, you could tell that they're being made by some fucking poor child in China or something like that. And, that's where I was buying my clothes. And then you do a little bit better, and then you could buy a t-shirt from H&M. And then you do a little bit better, and I could buy something from the Gap, which is, like, still not expensive. Like, this hoodie was like £25 or something. But, I don't think I'm ever going to be the sort of person that's going to go and spend £200 on a fucking Hugo Boss t-shirt that you can't even tell is Hugo Boss, But I don't really buy luxuries. But a lot of the money goes on holidays and time. It's just doing fun stuff like going, like I said, going to museums or going to the theater or going to taking the dog for a walk or something, or just doing fun stuff, seeing friends, going for a drink, that sort of thing. It's a lot of the same stuff, just there's more time to do it. That's pretty much it. Bitconger says, what are your top 3 websites that you use for finding and researching the crypto assets? So yeah, I get asked this question a lot about researching. Like, what's the secret to researching? What's the secret? Is there a secret website? Is there a secret this? The answer is no. Like the secret, there is no secret. That is it. I'm not going to say top 3 websites because there isn't really any. Like a lot of it is just putting the time into scouring the internet and stuff like that. Like a lot of it is really just putting the fucking work in. Like I look at so many projects. Like it's not just like I know the secret to pinpoint where a perfect project is in the ether and I pluck it out of the air. It's like no, I research a lot of projects and a lot of them like in a day, if I research like 30 projects and 29 of them are dog shit, I still have to research them. I still have to look into them. And at certain stages you go, well, early on you think, well, no, this is shit. Get rid of that one. This one, no, this one. This one, well, you might spend a little bit longer looking at it, and then you see the red flags and you get rid of that one. It's a lot of just that. And then every once in a while you stumble across a good project. Or, I have garnered a network over the past couple of years. So, you get projects shouted at you from different people, and you then look into them through that. And it's the same process of elimination. You might get a project said that is very good, but you just don't know. And until you look into it yourself, you might say, actually, this is pretty fucking good. I did that with Bittensor. Someone mentioned Bittensor to me in a message. I'm on many messages that I get. And then when I looked into it, I was just like expecting it to be another shitcoin. And then you're like, oh, there's something here. And then you look into it more and you ask questions and you research as much as you can. And then you understand it's about machine learning and artificial intelligence. And then you start looking at machine learning and artificial intelligence as an industry. And you start seeing where that is and how big that's getting and stuff like that. And this was before the big hype of, ChatGPT and all of that stuff. So it's a lot of that. It's the process of elimination is really what it is. And there isn't really any secret websites. It's more just, going down rabbit holes, I guess. Anonymous04 says, do you think A0 is able to make a same run like Solana or even better? What is needed to do so in our opinion? Well, if it's in our opinion, what do I think is able to make a same run as Solana? I mean, look, again, it's hard to say yes, I think it will, or no, I don't think it will, because who the fuck knows? Solana's was very unique in terms that it kind of felt like it came out of nowhere and then was all of a sudden a massive fucking project, and it had a lot of backing out of the gate. So a project like Aleph Zero didn't. It was very much under the radar for a lot of people. So when you think about can it make that sort of run, it would be starting from a different position. But who knows? Like, who knows? Like the key to Aleph Zero making a huge run is, in my opinion, is not what exchange is it on. It's not, how can it all of a sudden reward double the staking rewards. What really matters with Aleph Zero is 2 things. It's developer adoption, and through developer adoption, I also think decentralization. I think the more that the project decentralizes, and I think more that the project attracts developers to build on the chain, the growth of the network and the token attached to that will go hand in hand. It really is about developer adoption, and I'm happy with what I'm seeing. You're seeing a lot of smart contracts being built on the testnet. So yeah, I think is it possible? Sure, anything's possible. But Aleph Zero needs to do its own thing. Doesn't need to be the next Solana. It needs to be the first Aleph Zero, and hopefully, it could have an even fucking better run. But that just the proof will be in the pudding, and I've said that, and I've said that to the team themselves. The proof will be in the pudding, and I love what they're doing. Like they're a fantastic team, and they are the smartest team that I've met in the space, bar none. I think. So, Genkadama or Maruto Kakra says, I watch you play Ready or Not. Thank you for watching that video, by the way. Are you interested in crypto gaming projects? If so, what gaming project is on your watch list? Also, how did you get to know Tao for the first time? Last question, do you have any plans to do giveaway of any coin in your wallet? So three different questions, three very different questions. First question: are you interested in in crypto gaming projects? I think like specific ones, not so much. Like I'm interested in investing in the industry and the space, which is why I'm invested in Merit Circle, because I kind of see that as like the index fund for crypto gaming. To be honest with you, um, I like the fact that I can invest as a whole. The more that industry grows, is the more that I expect Merit Circle to grow with it, and through smart investments that they're making, because I like the team a lot. I've spoke to them, and I like the decisions that they're making in terms of like investing in certain projects themselves to grow their treasury and whatnot. But specific gaming projects, I mean, I like Ultra. I've liked Ultra for a long time, and I still have the belief that they can uh, grow into a real competitor for Steam one day, because Steam's a monster in the gaming industry. But again, like I said with Aleph Zero, the proof's in the pudding, and it really comes down to what kind of games can they attract, who are they going to partner with, the growth, the user base, and the differentiation between Steam and the features that Ultra can offer that kind of complement crypto as well, and utilize that properly and smartly, and hide a lot of it under the hood rather than it being bogged down because of that. I like Ultra, I like Merit Circle. I'm very interested in this Darkverse project, Metaverse that's coming out of Aleph Zero, being built on Aleph Zero. I know it's very, very early, but just the concept of it, I'm very interested in that. I'd recommend taking a look at that. But a lot of the gaming projects, I just think are just like because I tried my hand at working in the gaming industry. I'm very familiar with that space. Um, and I see a lot of the projects coming out when they're individual projects, and I could just tell that they're stock Unity or Unreal assets, or they're just a clone of like a Mario Kart game or another type of game. Um, and I could just tell when a game is a cash grab or just using stock bullshit and is just very quickly put together, versus something that is of real quality. And I'm yet to see a project that really blows me away, and not just become another game, but become something that's kind of revolutionary, in the space. Because how many games, if a certain game had a token, like a video game, would they be worth billions and billions? Like a few exceptions, FIFA would maybe, Call of Duty would, but would a random game that just got published by Blizzard or something like that? I know, well, Activision Blizzard did Call of Duty, so that's a bad example. But like a random game, would that have billions and billions of value in it from a token? Like probably not. So I think it's going to be hard for these individual gaming projects to be worth so much from an investment point of view. From I think Axie Infinity was a weird example, and it kind of showed that like Decentraland as well, like there's not a lot of substance there. So yeah, I like to invest in it as a whole rather than individual projects, but there are a few little things. I like the rails as well with Ultra. But yeah, that's my answer on that. How did you get to Natal for the first time? I kind of answered that before. Someone got in touch with me, and then I looked into it. I liked what I saw and looked deeper, and I very much liked what I saw. Last question: do you have any plans to do a giveaway of any coin in your wallet? No. Two blockchains free says, do you wipe front to back or back to front? Front to back or back to front? Back to front. No, front to back. Yeah, I wipe upwards. Do I? Yeah, I wipe upwards. So like I'm wiping from the douche to the top of my arsehole. You know? So I'm wiping from like below my ball bag, and then not literally my ball bag, but like I'm wiping, you know, below my arsehole up above my arsehole through the crack like that. That's what I'm wiping. Why would you wipe downwards? So you could like end up with shit on your ball bag if you went too far. Just and then all of a sudden you got to wash your ball bag. I want a bidet. That's what I really want. A bidet. I love a bidet. That would be fantastic to be able to just go and then just like one wipe done. But yeah, I know that's. I don't know who's doing it. I don't know who's doing it back to front. That's just strange to me, to be honest. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe. Cracko01 says, what do you think will be the next event that can attract liquidity in the crypto space? I mean, look, I'm of the opinion, let me just scratch my nose. I'm of the opinion that, you know, we're in a, we're going to be in a prolonged period of difficulty in terms of when it comes to liquidity. You know, global liquidity really matters here. China's coming back online. Japan's doing their own thing, but the Fed and the ECB are very much tightening and extracting liquidity from the markets. And I really do think that until another scratch, sorry, I've got a real itch going on. I think until the Fed really truly pivots, I think we're in for a very sideways down market, to be honest with you. And we're going to see bounces like we have done this year, but I think that liquidity is a lot of recycled liquidity going through the markets. I don't see the catalysts right now, to be honest with you. I think until the Fed really says, you know, there's a lot of pain in the markets and we need to fix this, and they truly pivot and start tapering off QT, and they start, you know, cutting rates and giving companies and the markets breathing space. I don't see much liquidity being attracted to the crypto space, to be honest, because it's just global liquidity. I don't see this as crypto liquidity. I see this as global liquidity that then finds its way into crypto, you know? And at the moment, that liquidity is just being drained from the markets. And there's a battle going on between the West and the East. And I just see it being an issue for a while. And I think 2024 is going to be the year when that starts to turn. But it's gonna be a process. It's gonna be a process. And yeah, I think crypto, I'm still of the opinion that we retest the lows and we possibly even go a little bit lower. I think the stock market has a lot of room to go lower. So that's just my opinion. We'll see how it goes. AIM Investor 4. You've already asked the question, by the way. I'm gonna let this one slide, but it's one question per person next time, okay? Have you ever sold any Tau? Have I ever sold any Tau? No. Simple answer, isn't it? No, I haven't actually. I have bought Tau. So I bought Tau under $10. I bought some at 5. I bought some at 6. I bought some at 15, and I bought some at 16. And then I haven't bought any more post 20, but I have been making more through my validator. So that's a lot. I think I did buy some around 35, but not a lot. Like a very small amount, just to I wanted to get to a round number, which is like the OCD in me. But then the validators fucked that up anyway. So no, I haven't actually sold any Tau, to be honest. That I know a lot of people were expecting, you know, we got the exchange on MEXC and all of a sudden I'm going to dump my position. And people were even fucking calling for me I put up a post the other day, which is hilarious, saying I'm celebrating my wife because it was her birthday, as I've stated. And people thought I was celebrating the fact that I was dumped my towel because the price had gone down, and I was celebrating all that bullshit. But no, I haven't sold any towels. So there you go. For the people wondering, I haven't sold a damn thing. And I'm not even worried on this retracement, to be honest. There was a really good Spaces yesterday that I listened to from Constanella. And yeah, I'm very excited about the future of Bittensor. Let's just put it that way. No reason to sell yet. Quant Warrior Jesse Ty Quant says, can I mine Tau successfully on a laptop? I very much fucking doubt it. I don't mine Tau, so I can't speak to it. I don't know the intricacies of what that takes to mine, but I would highly fucking doubt it. You wouldn't be able to mine Bitcoin on a laptop either. I don't think you're mining Tau on a laptop, to be honest, mate. But look into it more with people who understand more about that shit. That's just not my forte. I'm not a miner. When Tau 10 Tau. When Tau 10 Tau. When Tau 10 Tau. When Tau 10 Tau. What the fuck does that mean? When Tau 10 Tau. Am I missing something there? When Tau 10 Tau. When $10? Is that what you're asking? When $10 Tau? I mean, look, fuck, anything's possible. Like we get a real down market, and anything's possible. But I think the chances of seeing $10 Tau are gone, mate. I think they're gone they're in the rearview mirror. They're gone. Who the fuck knows? But I don't think we're getting $10 Tau if that's what you're asking me. Ethan H343 says, what was the first video game and console that you owned? Wow. So I'm might be showing my age a little bit here. But the first console that I had was the NES, which is the Nintendo Entertainment System. And I remember my first experience playing a video game was Duck Hunt, where you had a physical gun and there were ducks flying across the screen, and you had to point at the screen and you had to shoot it and kill it, murder the duck in cold blood, and the dog would come along and then get the duck and go, yeah. That was my first experience. I remember playing Mario Bros. And I remember sitting on the end of my bed, cross-legged, playing that shit for hours. The Nintendo Entertainment System was awesome, but I think my first real love of gaming was the SNES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. A lot of Street Fighter, a lot of Mario. I love that console, man. I love that console. I had so many cool games for that, man. I remember I had a game, and I don't even know what it's called, and I don't know the name of it, and maybe someone can help me find this. But there was a game where you was a clown, and you were... What happened here? I might need to try and loop this. Hold on. I didn't mean for that to happen. So, you was a clown, and you were running downhill, and you had to it was like an isometric kind of view, and you had to jump over logs, and you had to avoid bombs, and you had to kind of move side to side. And I think there was a bomb chasing you, I want to say. And if it caught you, then you would blow up. I want to say that was the game. But I played a lot of that, but I can't remember what it is, and I can't find it on the internet anywhere. So, not that I've looked much, but I thought about that a lot in my over my years. But yeah, that was my jam. I went from I was a Nintendo guy rather than a Sega guy. It was the SNES. Then I went to PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation or Xbox 360. I had a PlayStation 3 at the time as well. And just from there. But yeah, I was very much a Nintendo kid. And I remember my early days as well, in arcades. Arcades was the shit. Playing the Simpsons game in the arcade and stuff like that. Just loved that stuff, man. Very much loved video games when I was younger, and getting back into them now, which is cool. CryptoKey2 says, will Aleph Zero become a leading blockchain anytime soon? I mean, I don't know about anytime soon. I think it will one day. It will become a top blockchain. Anytime soon, I would say no, personally. I don't want to say I don't want to be all vague and be like, maybe it could, maybe it couldn't. Like, I don't think it will. Like, I think the market's in a very weird down place at the moment, and Aleph Zero would need to do a lot to become a top blockchain. I think if you're talking about like leading blockchain, like what do you mean? Leading blockchain in terms of like features and developers? Because I would argue that if you're going to become a leading blockchain in that sense, then the price will follow. So it works hand in hand. But I think this shit will take time. I don't think it'll be anytime soon, to be honest with you. Evolutio one says, do you think Cheqd can reach 1 billion market cap, then bull run? No, I don't think Cheqd is reaching 1 billion market cap before a bull run, to be honest with you. I mean, what are we right now? We're probably like 5 to 10 million or 10 million maybe. I fucking think I would say it's as close to 0% chance that Cheqd becomes $1 billion in market cap before the bull run starts. Like after the bull run, around, in the bull run or after the bull run, that's like a possibility, depending on how much liquidity just comes into the market and the milestones that Cheqd can hit. But like before the bull run, I just don't think there's a hope in hell that happens, to be honest with you. It would take an unbelievable amount of announcements and development for and hype for that to happen, to be honest with you. So my answer would be no. Real Ragos 3 says, what is your strategy to find gems early? Kind of spoke about that a little bit earlier. Not going to really go over it again, but just a lot of just researching shit and getting told stuff. It's a lot of going down rabbit holes and filtering out a lot of crap. That is pretty much it. Filtering out the shit. And then sometimes you find gems, sometimes you don't. That's pretty much it. G. Epinga says, what do you think about the development of ZCX? What do I think about the development of ZCX? So I think recently they've actually been doing some quite good stuff. I think like some of the products that they've been putting out has actually been quite good. I think Martin, everyone knows my love for Martin. I love the guy. I think that there's obviously been a lot of problems over the years with ZCX, and everyone knows my opinion on certain members there. But Martin is a gangster, and he'll do good things with that project. I'm sure of it. Like I'm positive. And they've actually been putting out some pretty good products recently. A lot of the omni-chain stuff. So I actually think they're doing good stuff. I would hope that they fulfill their potential. And that's pretty much it. That's what I think. I think they're doing some good stuff still. I think they still have some problems that they need to fix and sort out. But I think from a development point of view and from the stuff that Martin's doing, I'm happy with it. I'm very, very happy with what they're doing. But it doesn't really affect me anymore. But hopefully that they can make a success out of it. Lucy or Rebecca in Cyberpunk Edge Runners, if you have watched it, that is. I don't know what that is. I know what Cyberpunk is. What's Edge Runners? Is that a thing? Was it Lucy and was it Jessica? Is it Jessica? Did I get that wrong? Rebecca. Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Lucy and Rebecca. Who do I like better? Who do I like best? Are you saying, okay, they're women, right? Okay, I know what you're asking me. I know what you're asking me. If you've watched it. So I don't know which one's which. All right, so this one's Lucy, which I'm guessing is this girl. And this one's Rebecca. I know why you're asking me. Look, this is why you're asking me. Because of this. You can't see it because of my head. Because of that fat ass. I'm like a little insight into me. I'm not into like that sort of shit. Like hentai or anything like that. That's just not really my forte. But if I had to choose between this girl or this girl, I would choose this girl. There's my answer. But let's just say that's just not my sort of thing. That doesn't really float my boat. But more power to you, mate. What do you think about Pi Network? Is it legit? Don't know what Pi Network really is. I think I've seen it once or twice. Never thought to look into it. Don't know if it's legit or not. You would probably be in a better position to tell me rather than me tell you. How old do you think we will become as human nowadays? Woo, that's a deep question. How do you think? Well, they believe that they can solve aging pretty soon, don't they? Because I read that they see aging as a disease that they can solve. And there's obviously a lot of stuff that's going on with like stem cell treatments and a lot of stuff around that. I'm not a scientist. I don't have the ins and outs. If I was to make my uneducated guess, my wife's nan turned 100 last year, and she's still going strong. She got ill over the winter, and we was all a bit worried about her, but she's bounced back, and she's in her 100th year, and she's gunning down that 101th birthday. And look, you're seeing it more and more these days. You know, people are living longer. On average, you know, I think it's like 80 years old now that the humans live for, and that'll probably keep extending. But if they think they can solve aging, then that brings in a whole host of questions and implications. You know, like, is that ethically right? You know, what happens if everyone just keeps living forever? Like, we don't have the resources to deal with that. So I don't know the answer to that question. I like the question. I don't know the question, but thanks for asking that, Black for Peace, or Alexandros. But I don't have the answer. Longer and the implications of solving aging is an interesting discussion to have. Why is Cheqd special for you? What price targets are you presenting for it? No price targets whatsoever. I don't do that shit. Maybe I did in the past, learned from it. Don't do that anymore. I think it's retarded. Why is Cheqd special for you? I just think that the digital identity is going to be a really big part of the future, whether we like it or not. You know, and there's a moral question there. I understand that, but I think digital identity is inevitable, and at least Cheqd is trying to usher in decentralized digital identity that you own yourself and can choose to share or not. I like that, and to be building that at an infrastructure level is important, and I think they're doing some fantastic things. I really do. I think they're such a dark horse in the space. They're such a dark horse, and I think digital identity is going to be more in the conversation as we go forward. And I think Cheqd will be right up there in that discussion. So that's why they're special for me, and I just think digital identity is inevitable when we talk about a lot of things with CBDCs and SSI, sovereign identities. Cheqd is at the forefront of that, I believe, and you know, the amount of SSI vendors that they've managed to attract and are working with, I just think they will be the rails for self-sovereign identity, which will be very important for digital identity going forward. That's why I think they're special to me, but no price targets for you or anyone ever. Powerlord16 says, how much Tau price will go in 2025 bull run? I told you the questions would dissolve into this. I told you. I don't know. I will be happy if by 2025 we get $1,000 Tau. That would make me very, very happy. But I don't know if we get to that point before, after, in it, off it, around it, during it. I don't know. But $1,000 would be nice, wouldn't it? Very nice. Obese Patrick Star or Rock Bottom Bruh. Did you complete Red Dead 2 yet? Nice to speak to you again, by the way. Since you begged to be banned in the Discord. But did I complete Red Dead Redemption 2? Yes, I did. And I didn't know that I'd really completed it without spoilers. I fucking loved the game, man. Loved the game. I got so deeply involved in the game. Like, I immersed myself fully. Like, the game is so purposefully slow in terms of, you know, all the mechanics. And, you know, every time you skin an animal, you have to get down there and it takes time. And a lot of that stuff is purposefully immersive. I've just realized you've got it in your fucking bio. Got blocked. Fucking A. That's good. Well done. So yeah, like I really enjoyed Red Dead Redemption 2. I've made a point that I really want to go back to it and play it properly, because I've realized since there was so much in that game that I missed, like so much of it, and I want to try and 100% the game and try and do everything I can. But without knowing, you get to a certain point in the game, you can't then go back and do other parts of the game. And I didn't realize that, so I think a second playthrough is, without trying to give anything away, but a second playthrough is necessary. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm playing a bunch of other shit at the moment just because I feel like I should have a break. But later in this year, I want to play it again, just because I fucking love that world that they built. And I'm so gutted that they didn't really build out the online stuff as well as they did with the GTA Online, because that world, or just, you know, expansion content, you know, like they really should have brought out some DLC, some storyline DLC for that. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. But Rockstar don't make new games anymore, do they? So, what's your biggest holding? I mean, I don't like talking about this, to be honest, because what the fuck does it matter? My biggest holding is Bittensor, and that's my answer. So, thank you for the question. How high can CAS go in a bull market? Again, it's an opinion. I don't know. Crypto Key 2. I don't know. I just don't know. Like, if these projects fulfill their roadmaps and their potentials and they do great things, then they'll do very well. And in a bull market, everything goes high in a bull market. Everything. If it's even the shitty of the shittiest projects go high in a bull market as well. So everything will go higher. How high? No one knows. People would have said that Bitcoin would go higher in this bull market and everything would go higher with it. It didn't. So there's just no way of knowing. There's so many variables to answer that, to be honest with you. Realistic price target for A0. We really have to send it into the shit now, haven't we? David Rodriguez, the realistic price target for A0. I don't know. I don't know. Bartek, the Bartek says, okay, bad, your main wallet address. I would share that with you, but then I would have to kill you. And I don't want to kill you. You seem like a nice, cool bull. So D-Rain09 says, how much Tau? How much Tau for what? How much Tau to make it? How much Tau do I have? I'm not telling you how much I have and how much Tau to make it. I don't know either. Like how much Bitcoin would you be happy to have? That's kind of how I view Tau. So I think in the future, if all things go well, then Tau will obviously be very valuable and has the same supply as Bitcoin. So that would be my measuring stick. Is Marshall going to be the next graph protocol? Right. I don't know what this is, and I don't know what this is. So yes. With my I have no indication on what any of these are, but yes, Marshall is going to be the next graph protocol, and you can clip that. Research ordinals, want a free one. Don't know what ordinals is. And I'm guessing it's an NFT. Is that right? If it's an NFT, no, I don't want that either. How did you find Tau and Cass? So again, I've already explained this, and the real answer is what To The Moon says here. I just got insider info, and I got paid to shill Tau and Kaspa. And every project that I've ever done, talked about on here, I've been paid handsomely. And yeah, of course not. But people are gonna clip that, put that out there, aren't they? No, I found Tao and Kaspa through two different people. One person told me about Tao. I've already said this twice on this AMA. Got talked about Kaspa much lower than where it is. Didn't really listen. Thought it already had a run. Then it went a lot higher, and then I had to wait for the pullback, which I did, and then I got into Cas. But I learned about Cas a lot lower. I just didn't act on it because I already thought it had a big run. So. Can you share your thoughts, opinions on what the upcoming payment rails core utility product produced by Cheqd for 2023 will do to overall brewing interest in digital identical globally? That is a fantastic question. I haven't been keeping up with too much of what they've been doing as of late, or most projects. I've been so deep in Bittensor research and spending time outside of crypto and off of social media and stuff like that, that I haven't been looking too much into certain products and stuff with what other companies are doing at the moment. To be honest with you, I could give you an answer if I look into it properly, but I haven't been, to be honest with you. So I'm just sitting pretty with Cheqd and waiting. But I will look into it more, and maybe I should. And Totsi, you could probably tell me because you know more about this shit than I do. Fuck, man. Right, question from Chu Gent. My first byte of 10 got sent to my .ledger address by mistake. You think I will ever be able to get to them? Can you do a video on setting up a validator or miner, or are they the same thing? My first byte of 10 got sent to my .ledger address by mistake. You think I will ever be able to get to them? Got sent to your oh shit, on the ledger. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know the answer to that. You would think that ledger integration is coming. So maybe when that comes, maybe then it'll be possible. I really don't know the answer to that question, to be honest with you. But yeah, that sucks. Can you do a video and set up a validator or miner, or are they the same thing? They aren't the same thing. They're completely different. I couldn't do a video on a miner setting up because I don't mine. I could do a video on setting up a validator. It would take a lot of work to make that video. I struggled with it, and I know other people struggled with it. It's not very easy. It's time consuming, and it would be a real effort to make that video. Maybe I'll do it one day, but let's just see how Finny goes first, and then make a decision on that after. What's your average price on A0 and Tau? So average, I don't really like talking about this shit, to be honest, because again, what does it even matter? Like, what does my price matter to you? It doesn't really, or anyone. But I've talked about Tau in this video, so I guess the average price was around like what, $11, $12 maybe 10, probably around 10ish, 11. A0, why I got in the pre-sale, bought some more in the public, so that's around what, 10 cents, I guess. So yeah, A0 is probably around 10 cents. I bought some more when it was quite low in I think it was like 75 cents. But yes, I don't know. I couldn't work out that average on that one, but like lower than where it is now, which is nice from an investment point of view. What's the fair price target for A0 at the next bull run? Again, I can't really answer this question. I don't really have any. It's just an opinion at that point, and I'm probably gonna start skipping these questions because they've come up a lot, and we've been through them. Janunu says the real goat, or yep, the real goat. I think that's a goat. If that's implying that I'm good, thank you, thank you very much. What are your typical exit strategies? Well, I wait for liquidity to come from noobs and then I dump. No. So what are your typical exit strategies? What I typically like to do is, if I invest in a project and it's gone up a lot, I like to take my initial investment out and just put it to the side. So say if I put £1,000 into a project, goes up to £10,000, goes up to £5,000, whatever. I like to take that £1,000 out and let the others ride. And if we get some crazy pumps on that, then start taking cake off the table as it gets to some really nice amounts. But taking that initial investment out then basically means that that position is kind of free money, and you then get to utilize that initial investment into something else. So, but exit strategies, I could get a lot better with exit strategies. I'm not a professional. Definitely like timed that wrong in the past. But no, like I don't have a specific plan. It's more a lot of gut feeling on that sort of stuff. But yeah, definitely take your initial investment out. Definitely, I can't stress that enough. Right, we were an hour into this already, and we've got loads of questions to answer. So I'm gonna go on a speed run. Okay, we're gonna go on a speed run. Right, what do you think about crypto insurance? Perhaps the insurance project Bridge Mutual. I don't know anything about Bridge Mutual. I think crypto insurance is probably necessary at some point, seeing as how many people get fucked in crypto every single day. How Bittensor validate information before integrating it in his network? I don't really understand that question, to be honest, and I haven't got time to break it down. Sorry, Tomahawk. Post dreads. Okay. Should Harry Kane go to Liverpool? He deserves a trophy, and Liverpool need a striker. Do you think? What do you think about Arsenal winning the Premier League? I don't think Harry Kane should go to Liverpool. I also wouldn't begrudge Harry Kane leaving Tottenham at this point. I think he's done everything. He's broke Jimmy Greaves' record. I do think that he will probably leave at the end of this season, and I could see him going to Manchester United. I don't think Liverpool will sign him. I don't think they'll spend the money on him. I think Man United will spend the money on him, and I don't think he'll go to Chelsea. And I think Man City have Haaland. I could see Man U being a real thing for Harry Kane, which would suck to see, but I don't begrudge him. And what do I think about Arsenal winning the Premier League? I fucking hate it, because we've been real shit and we were ahead of them for a long time. And to see them get good is sad. When and how did you get to know about Aleph Zero? That would be an interesting story. So yeah, I got to learn about Aleph Zero. This was during the time when I was like, I've done a thread about this. This was during the time when I was really getting lackadaisical on research, and I was just pretty much putting money into shit. I'd say, to be honest with you, just putting money into shit, expecting it to work out, and sometimes it did, and sometimes it didn't. I got burnt a lot on that stuff. But it was during that time, and then Aleph Zero was kind of introduced me in that time, and I really liked what I saw early on. It was through a friend. A friend introduced that to me. I liked what I saw a lot, but I don't think I really gave it the attention it deserved until after making that investment. So I'd already made the investment. Thought, yeah, this would probably do good. And then after I made the investment, I had some time to really just delve deep into it, and I really fucking liked what I saw. But yeah, I was introduced through a friend on that one, and I'm very happy with how it's gone since. That everything that I wanted the team to do, not that I've been telling them what to do, but everything that I would have wanted them to do, they have done, and they're doing amazing things, to be honest with you. And I like the direction, and I think they're building the foundation. You can't build a house on a bad foundation, and they have the foundation there to really kill it in this space. The good boy says, when? Don't know. You've been an early investor in so many great projects. Is this simply from research, or do you get contacted by the team? If it's research, please shed light on where you look. So I've already kind of said that one, Quinton A0 or Quinton Quant. I've already said that on this AMA. You probably may have already seen the answer to it. Do I get contacted by team? Look, I get contacted by teams every single fucking day, and they're normally from teams that are dog shit. I think if a team has to reach out to you, then it's normally shit, because they're looking for an influencer to help pump them or something. I don't like it. I always tell them no. I don't want to do any of that shit. Or if you can kind of tell when they're gauging towards, hey, why don't you just look into our project for whatever reason, and then all of a sudden it goes down that route. So I don't like that shit. I think a project doesn't need to do that. Yeah, so I get contacted a lot by teams in DMs and stuff like that, but it's usually bullshit. It's usually dog shit. And I've already said about the research side of things. How did you family react when you first started investing your money into crypto? It's a good question. I think in the early days, because I was already kind of doing something else, And I think in the early days it was difficult because I didn't know what I was doing, and we made good money early on just because of the bull market, and then made really bad decisions and lost a lot of money in 2018. Um, and I think my wife, I appreciate the hell out of my fucking wife, man. And even more so now that she stuck by me through a lot of that pain. Because I was trying so hard. I was out of work trying to make this a reality. Um, and having to go back to work and doing it on the side again was difficult decision to make. Um, but my wife always stuck by me with a lot of this shit, and she always saw the potential that I saw in certain things. So yeah, I think early on when we made a lot of money from the bull market in 2017, like everyone did, my wife was like, "Holy shit!" Like we made a lot more money than we ever had. That was amazing. It wasn't a lot, but it was a lot more money than we had, and she was kind of surprised by that, and I was surprised by it as well. But then 2018 came. We took a lot of money out, just thanks to my wife, really, insisting that we took money out. And then 2018 came, and then obviously it went the other way. But I think she saw early on that there is potential to make money from this, and I saw it too. And she saw that I was trying to, get better, and I was obsessed with it. And my wife knows if I'm obsessed with something, she steps out my way because I get really obsessed, and I spend a lot of I stick a lot of time into it. Um, but yeah, like that's what happened when first investing money. I think a lot of my family don't really know how well I've done. Um, to be honest with you, they know to an extent. Like if we go out for family meals, maybe I'll pay for it. They know I've done well there. I've helped my brother out, and I helped like other family members out in little ways here and there. But I don't think they really know how well I've done, and I like it that way. I don't want it. I don't want it to become a thing. I like the life that we have, and um, I like to keep it an inner circle, I guess. So yeah, that's a good question. That's a really nice question. Do you think crypto space we expand to 5 trillion USD by end of 2024? And if not, then what do you envision? If so, if yes, how much of that will be DeFi? And within that, what percentage do you think will be GameFi, GambleFi, or both? Oof, that's a good question. So do I think we'll extend to 5 trillion USD by the end of 24? So we're around 1 trillion right now. No, I don't think so. I don't think we'll be 5 trillion by the end of 2024. I think going from 2025 to 2026, it becomes a possibility. I think 2024, no, I don't think so. I think we're still going to be in that Fed not cutting rates point going into 2024. So it would have to be a very big explosion from that point by the end of it. How much DeFi? I think DeFi have just had so many fucking problems, haven't they? And the promise of DeFi is still big, but there's a lot of shit that needs to be solved within DeFi, and there's a lot of holes and issues and hacks. But we're probably going to move more towards that. But there needs to be a lot of innovation in that front. And I think GameFi, look, gaming markets are bigger than the movie and music industry combined. So the potential for GameFi is huge. But GameFi needs to get better. The products that are coming out within the GameFi space are just not good enough, anywhere near good enough. And they not only need to match the gaming space, but why not? We need to get better and offer something to gamers that makes them want to come over, because gamers don't give a fuck about finance. They care about games. So to get that industry interested in GameFi, there needs to be a real fucking pull and a lure. And there just isn't that at the moment. What's the point in putting a project and saying like you can earn money on this, but the game's dog shit? Like, no one gives a fuck. You have to have the product be actual fun and engaging for the gamer, not just the person, the gamer. And GambleFi, I think GambleFi is going to be a big push in this space. I'm invested in a project called A Zero, not A Zero, A Zero. I've invested early in that. It's pre-sale. Don't talk about it too much, just kind of letting it do its thing. But I think GambleFi is going to be a big industry. I think the betting industry is huge. There is a little bit of a crackdown, going to be a bit of a crackdown in football in terms of like shirt sponsorships and stuff like that. But gambling is a part of human nature, isn't it? So I do think that, you know, decentralized gambling is something to watch out for and will have its day. But yeah, I don't think 5 trillion by the end of 2024 is going to happen. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. Pixia AI asked Dread Bongo something nice to make his day. Hey, Dread Bongo, we hope your day is already going great, but just in case, we want you to know that you are amazing and we appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Pixia AI. That's very nice. Thank you very much. What's the capital of Swaziland? S. Those 5 coins you got over there, if you had to put all your money in one, which one would you pick and why? I doubt you'll answer this. Tau, A0, Cheqd, Cas, Quant. That's a good question, ain't it? And you doubt I'll answer this. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. I think the answer would be Tau. Bittensor Tau. I think the artificial intelligence machine learning industry is only getting bigger and bigger, and it's going to be central to every aspect of our lives. And I think people don't really understand what Bittensor are building. Because if it does become the largest neural network in the world, which I believe it will, a lot of people are going to want to plug into that, because the quality of your models is the only thing that matters when it comes to machine learning and artificial intelligence. So you're going to want to plug into the strongest and most powerful neural network, and it's going to be hard to compete with it. So that's why I think Tau. I think the possibility and the potential of Tau is larger than any project that I've seen in crypto, to be honest with you, at the point we're at. So I would pick Tau over the others, but that's not to take away from the others, and I can still invest in the others, so that's good. What are the potential biggest weaknesses of Tau? What are the potential biggest weaknesses of Tau? Well, I guess execution. You know, the execution of what they're building in terms of launches around Finny and the main nets, and I guess execution is a big problem. I think not problem, but it could be a weakness if they don't get it right. I think obviously there could be an element of centralization if they make the wrong decisions in terms of let's just take the staking, for example. If the biggest delegated validator on the network is the foundation, and they hold a lot of the power, they can have a lot of say in the network, and it's not quite as decentralized as you would hope. That could be a weakness. And I think, there are pros and cons to having a decentralized network. Anyone could build on it. Anyone could build what they want on it. That can be good and bad, because you don't have the same sort of safety guardrails that a centralized company would have. So, it's a lot like Bitcoin. If you to move laundered money or to do illegal activities during through banks is a little bit harder than doing it through something like Bitcoin, even though you do have the blockchain, but you don't know what you're spending it on. So there's pros and cons to having a decentralized network, but one of the cons is that you could build some bad shit on it and use it for bad things. So that could be a weakness as well. I'm not ignorant to those facts, and we're just gonna have to see how that all plays out, really. Who made your Twitter profile picture? I did. It was me. I made it because I'm fucking awesome. Right. At what price did you first invest in Tau? We've already talked about this. Go back in the video and you'll get the answer to that one. Bum gun or toilet paper? Fuck, you read my mind. It's like we literally talked about this like an hour ago in this video. I would like a bum gun. I would love a bum gun. Wouldn't a bum gun be great? Like, instead of like, you've just had a shit and you have to get toilet paper and wipe that off your ass. If I can just push a little button and it squirts a little bit of water up my ass, I would love it, man. Honestly, like, the first thing I'm going to do when I move house, two things. We don't have a dishwasher, which is annoying because I am the fucking dishwasher in this house. My wife does it too, but I do it a lot. But I want a dishwasher because we just don't have space in the kitchen, and I want a bum gun. I want a bidet. I think that would be amazing. But bum gun, that's my answer for sure. So I'm guessing Pixar AI is a AI bot that you can generate art on Twitter. That's pretty cool. So it's kind of like Mid-Journey Stable Diffusion, but through Twitter. That is a cool idea. I like that idea. Looking very good. Looking very good. Nice art. Why did you go cold on Morpheus Network? I don't think that's true. I think you've just assumed that I have. Because I'm not talking about it as much. You know, I go in waves with what I like to talk about and what I don't. Like, that's just the reality, you know, like, doesn't mean that I'm not invested in anything anymore. Doesn't mean that, you know, I hate the project now. It just means that I'm just not talking about it as much because maybe I'm not researching it as much, you know? So there's only so much time in the day, you know? Tail price by peak ball, not going to answer that. If you have to drop 3 of your holdings right now, which ones are you dropping? That's a horrible question, man. I don't want to answer that question. If I had to drop 3 of my holdings right now, no, I'm not answering that. That's just a bad question. Sorry, man. I'm not answering that. Add Rev Populi to the list, first to the list. I'll look into it, but no. Have you ever had a sexual experience with a ladyboy? If not, have you ever fantasized about doing so? From James A. Zero. Have I ever had a sexual? No, I haven't had a sexual experience with a ladyboy. Because I've never been to Thailand and I've never been out and about where I would meet a ladyboy. Have I ever fantasized about doing so? So when I was young, right? So you're going to get an insight into me a little bit here, right? So when I was young, I had, I'm talking, you know, early internet days, right? I had an addiction to porn. Like, I had a fucking addiction to it, man. Like, I would watch a lot of porn. This is like early internet days. Like, you kids don't understand how fucking easy it is watching porn these days, man. You can just go on a website, type in what you want and watch it. We had to like download all that bullshit, man. We had to use like Morpheus, or we had to use like Kazaa or LimeWire or any shit like that. Or was it WinRAR? There was one called WinX, I think. But we had to download a lot of our own fucking porn, man. And it was a minefield, like an absolute minefield. And it was just virus heaven, okay? So porn destroyed my computer and I was addicted to that shit. Because it was just like, you can fuck, I can watch people fuck. And when you're a horny little boy, that is what you want to watch a lot of the time. So anyway, so I went to my nan and my granddad's house for like a week. And this was during my like, I'm into porn. And they had a computer up in their room. And I stumbled across the term, and I'd never heard it before, but I'd stumbled across the term she-male, which was like, what the fuck is a she-male? Anyway, it turns out it was a ladyboy or a trans person. And for a good couple of days, I was like obsessed with looking at she-males because it was like, what the fuck is this shit? And anyway, I went home, forgot about it all. And my sister told me that my dad and granddad had seen the search history. And it just had she-males. Everything was she-males. And they never said a fucking thing to me, which I'm happy about. But knowing that they knew, because they must have clicked on it. Like, they must have just known, like, oh, he's a horny little boy. But it still makes me like cringe to this day, man. But yeah, so I guess I was obsessed for that short period. I was obsessed with it, and yeah, that was a funny moment in my life. Say that. Why didn't you show Quant to $1,000 yet? Um, I've said everything I could say about Quant, to be honest. I spent like 3 years talking about it. Kind of got a bit bored of talking about it. And there's other people who talk about it as well, who probably know more about it at this point. I still check up on it and stuff like that, but I'm not spending as much time looking into it anymore. And I just get bored of talking about the same thing a lot of the time, and there's not too much happening. So it's a lot of like, oh, this status changed on this thing that they're working on, and it's just like I can't bother to report on it. How did you come up with the name Dread Bongo? I've answered, as Wagglecat says, I've answered just in the previous Q&A, but it was a reggae name generator. Needed a name for this. Generated a few names. Dread Bongo came up, and it kind of stuck. So, where your ZCX? That isn't a question. And where my ZCX? My history of ZCX has been well documented. You can look back on this YouTube channel, you look back on Twitter, and you'll get your answers to that. Do you have dreads? No, I don't. I don't have dreads. You can probably tell I shouldn't really be called Dread Bongo just because it doesn't make any fucking sense. But I needed a name for the account, and that is what came up. Like, if I could change it at this point, I probably would, but what's the point? Like, people know us as Dread Bongo now. I hate hearing it out loud. I've said it before. I hate it, man. What you prefer, shill or FUD projects? I mean, neither, but I guess shill, because I don't like talking shit on projects. Like, even projects that really go bad, I don't necessarily like talking shit on them. I just hope that they would get better. But I don't like funding projects. It's a waste of time. Any word on ledger support for Tau? Yeah, I have actually heard a little bit about that recently. I don't think it's going to be day one with Finny launch, but I would expect it soon after. I'm pretty sure that the development side of things is done. It's just going to take Finny to launch to then get ledger support out there to you guys and to us. So I would expect it to be not soon, not too long after Finny, but I wouldn't expect it day 1 or 2 with Finny. That's my answer. Where do you see Bittensor Tau in 6 months? Could it be in top 20? I mean, I doubt it. I think the thing is with a lot of this stuff is it always takes a lot longer than you would think. It always takes a lot longer, and I'm very much used to the fact that it does just take longer. And I think in 6 months, what are we in? We're in like September. I don't think it's top 20 in September, to be honest with you. No. But all I want is the network, and the what I would like to see is that I would like to see the network grow. I would like to see products on the network really start getting out there in the wild. And I would like to see the impact of what Bittensor's network can do to these machine learning models that plug into the network. That's what I would like, because it's not just, you can create products, new products on Bittensor. You can take existing machine learning models, plug them into Bittensor, and then hopefully enhance them. That is what I'm looking forward to seeing, is the difference between this is what a model looked like before Bittensor, this is what the model looks like once it utilizes the neural network of Bittensor. That's what I'm really looking forward to, because ChatTensor is kind of going to be that testing ground. Like right now you have ChatTensor, which is largely kind of built on ChatGPT, but once that really gets plugged into Bittensor, you're going to see that evolution. And I'm really interested to see what comes of that. And the projects, I obviously want to see image generative image generation, video generation, audio, text to speech, speech to text, that sort of stuff. I can't wait to see what the network produces. So that I just want to see that growth, and hopefully the price will follow that. That's what I'm hoping. So it's not necessarily about this is what I want the price to do. I just want to see what the network can produce, and then hopefully the price can follow that. All right. We've got a couple questions left. This one isn't a question, so let's block that. You forgot about Chang. I guess I did. Yeah, I guess I did forget about Chang. I have two questions actually. Do you think other sects will list Tau after MEX has listed as an AI token? Do you consider Tau as the next Bitcoin? I'm going to come back to these. Don't worry, I haven't missed your question. Yeah, I think other exchanges will list Tau. I know that there are other discussions going on there between community members that have taken it upon themselves to try and get us listed on other exchanges, but it's more about liquidity and market making at this point, I think, rather than exchanges. As an AI token, do you consider Tau as the next Bitcoin? I don't consider Tau as the next Bitcoin, but I think it's the closest thing to Bitcoin that we have, and I do think that the potential utility for Bittensor is far larger than Bitcoin. Not to say that it will displace Bitcoin or overtake Bitcoin or have that narrative, but I just think there's obviously a lot of parallels. But I just think that the AI angle and the utility that comes alongside that, and with what Bittensor are building, is far more exciting, in my opinion. What price do you expect for Bitcoin in the next bull run, considering each cyclo Bitcoin grow less and multiplicate itself less than previous bull runs? 2017 from 1,200 to 20,000, 16x, 2021, 20,000 to 1693x. Yes, I think that is just naturally what is going to happen. Like the bull runs are going to get, they're still going to be nice, but I think for Bitcoin itself, the multiplications are going to be less and less as time goes on. It's just going to be less steep. So yeah, I don't know. Like, wouldn't it be great to get 250,000 Bitcoin or a 200 grand Bitcoin? That'd be great. But yeah, I couldn't tell you what I expect, but it really comes down to what kind of global bull market are we going to get coming out of this bear phase, this bear market. So we'll see. And the last question is not even a question about crypto. It is, do you prefer have sex with women or men? Well, seeing as I am a married man, I prefer women. And I haven't had sex with a man. So I can't speak to that. Maybe I would really enjoy it. Like, I don't think you should knock anything until you try it. And I didn't like strawberries until I tried them, and now I love strawberries. So maybe it would be the same with men. Maybe I'd have sex with a man and I'd be like, yeah, this is fucking great. And then I'll be like, all I want to do is just have sex with men now. So who knows, man? Who knows? But seeing as I'm married, I doubt that opportunity is ever going to really come up with another man or a woman. So yeah, that's my answer. I'm sorry. I can't say more. I'm sorry. So we've come to the end. That is the end of the AMA. We are 1 hour and 40 minutes in. That was a long one. Thank you for all of the questions that came in. We had 82 questions we got through there. There was a lot more than what we had in the first AMA that we did recently. So thank you very much for the questions. I enjoyed a lot of them. Some of them, around the price targets ones are just like, I can't, fucking whatever. So I hope you all have a good day. If you made it this far, thank you, appreciate you, love you, and I will see you in the next video. We have, I want to try and keep it tight with 3 or 4 different types of video where we do, Bongo rambles is one. Then we have market analysis is what I'm going to try and do next. Market analysis videos, AMA videos, and then we'll do one-off videos every once in a while. But I'll try and keep that cycle going where you do, Bongo ramble, market analysis, AMA, and then something different. And then hopefully that can get into a cycle on this and keep it going and keeping the channel nice and fresh for you guys and for me as well. So thank you for listening. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.